going to show you how to actually start your weaving with the simple basket weave. You know how to do that because you did it with the paper already. Art 2, you haven't done it with the paper, but you should know how, and if not, I'll show you. But I'm just going to show you the simple beginning, and the way you start is the same way you finish. So I'll show that really quickly. So you have this set up. You'll have this on it, but I'm going to show you how to wrap this before I put it back on it, but it doesn't make a difference. So you will have another yarn that you picked carefully so that your color scheme stays good, because that's part of your grade. Already prepped. I have 3 on this one just because I don't want to do that later. But I'm taking the end of that and I am dropping it through any of these little things here, doesn't matter which one, and I'm gonna hold it like this, just to keep it nice and tight. It makes the pattern look better as you keep going. And I'm just gonna go through the next one and then above the next one, and it's just the under, over, under, over, and you go all the way around while still holding that first one. In between you can pull it tighter, but you need to make sure to keep track of what you're doing. Pulling it tighter in between to keep it neat. And it'll take a couple times around for your pattern to really show. So it won't be the first time around that it'll look like you're doing it right, so don't get frustrated with yourself right away. So you can see it's starting to get into a circle and wrap. Just the under, over, basket weave. Okay, so now I've gone around once. I don't have to keep holding that thing that I left underneath. It'll just stay there because it's been wrapped through. Okay, but pull it tight before you keep going, and it makes it look neater, you see? And you'll just keep going until you finish. So let's pretend this is the end of that section you just had. I'm gonna finish it up, under, over, under, over. And this counts as one of your patterns. Art 1, you have to do 3, art 2, you have to do 4, art 3, 4, and 5, you have to do 5 patterns. Okay, so once I get to that end, I'm almost at, as I said before, it's gonna look just like it did when you first started. Remember how we left at that beginning one underneath? You're gonna do the same thing with the end of it. So this is my end. Instead of tying it anywhere, cutting anything off, I'm just going to pull it through to the bottom and leave it, just like the other one. And then you start your new one, so we'll pretend this gray is the next one. The next part. So I pulled it through, it's underneath, just like the other one. I'm gonna start this gray one underneath as well. And then you just keep going. And it'll stay underneath because of that next layer around. Okay?